Tax season is here. What you need to know before filing your taxes this year, and a program that could make it a little bit easier. And hang tight, what one woman was chasing after as she jumped onto a moving car and held on. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. It's the end of January, and that means tax season is here. The IRS is accepting and processing tax returns now. Okay, so a few things to keep in mind. Know your deadlines. Most people have until April 15th to file their tax returns. The IRS will typically issue refunds within 21 days of accepting your return. And if you make $79,000 a year or less, you may be able to file your taxes for free using a new pilot program called Direct File. No surprise here, LA is the toughest place to save up for a down payment on a home. That's according to a report by Realty Hop. The company looked at the number of years it takes to save 20% for a down payment. And out of the 100 biggest cities in the U.S., LA was #1 at nearly 16 years. Irvine also ranked high, finishing 4th. And if you're wondering where it was the easiest to save up, that's Detroit, only at 2 years. Crews in Orange County worked through the weekend to try to get rail service back up and running through San Clemente following a landslide last week. But the tracks remain closed. So far, 2 segments of the Mariposa Bridge have been removed. It allowed crews access to the tracks in order to remove debris from Wednesday's landslide. Trains have not been running between Laguna Niguel and Oceanside, and it's still unclear when travel will resume. Metrolink customers are being asked to make alternate travel arrangements for the time being. Those who take Amtrak can still take a bus from Oceanside to Irvine. All right, it's about that time. Super Bowl 58 is set. It'll be the 49ers versus the Chiefs. That's right, a rematch from 4 years ago. It took a wild championship Sunday to figure out who's going to the big game. In the NFC title game, the 49ers hosted the Detroit Lions up in Santa Clara. In the first half, well, the Lions were dominant, but the momentum changed. The Niners went on to win 34-31 to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. Over in the AFC Championship game between the Ravens and the Chiefs, Kansas City was in control from the start, and the Chiefs won 17-10. Our sports anchor Mario Solis will be heading to Vegas for the Super Bowl as well. Make sure you look for his live coverage on NBC4 leading up to the big game on February 11th. All right, it's time to check in with meteorologist Belen De Leon to see what's in store for the days ahead.
Hey, Robin, I think you're going to like the forecast for the start of the week. It's mild and dry with temperatures in the 70s, but then changes. On Wednesday, temperatures start cooling down, and by the end of the week, we have highs in the 50s. The reason for this, we're tracking our next storm system, and here's what you can expect, at least from late Wednesday through Friday. Rain, gusty winds, mountain snow, and also some high surf. As of now, rain accumulations look to be within the 1.5 to 3 inch range, with snow expected for higher elevations above 7,000 feet. We could get from 10 to 15 inches. So this stormy weather is going to bring the impact of minor flooding, also the possibility from rock slides and mountain travel delays. So still a few days for that storm to get here. Get ready.
President Biden says he will take action after a deadly attack on American troops in Jordan. 3 U.S. troops died in a drone attack. At least 30 were injured. Take a look. This is an aerial photo of the U.S. base where the attack happened. Officials say the drone struck an area where the troops were sleeping.
It's a sizable attack, whether it was one or more drones. These are drones that are packed with explosives and then detonate upon impact. But to have that type of, the number of casualties suggests that it was a fairly sizable one.
The Biden administration says Iranian-backed militant groups are to blame, and militant groups have been targeting U.S. troops in the Middle East since the Israel-Hamas war began in October. This is the first time that one of those attacks killed American service members. A woman took bold action when her dog was stolen while she was eating lunch in downtown L.A. Ali Zacharias tells us that this all started when 4 men came up to her near 8th and Grand Avenue a week and a half ago. Well, they grabbed her French bulldog. She jumped on their Kia as they drove away, but they were able to escape. She has a message for those thieves.
To the suspects, I just want to say, like, if you need help or something, like, you can just ask for it. You don't have to go steal my dog. That's my baby. I can't give that to you.
The thieves were last seen driving a white Kia Forte. The dog named Onyx has spots and 2 different color eyes. If you see him, you're asked to call police. Burglars targeted a number of cars in a Sun Valley neighborhood. Surveillance video actually shows them pulling up to a van and breaking the windows. Take a look. This is near Beck and Satakoy. A car owner ran out with a bat and fought back. The burglars quickly took off, but police want to remind everyone this can be a dangerous thing to do. The burglars have not been caught. Scary moments for a family in Hemet after a car crashed right into their home. And we have video of the crash. Take a look. You can hear how intense that impact was after the car crash. As you can see, 2 people running out of the car. The home's front gate and garage were damaged, but no one was hurt. No injuries were reported, and Hemet police have not yet released any information on the 2 people involved in the crash. A bizarre story out of Lake Tahoe. A woman missing for 15 hours was found inside of a gondola at Heavenly Ski Resort. Monica Lasso says that she got into the gondola Thursday night, but 2 minutes after she got on, the gondola stopped and she didn't have a cell phone to call for help.
En ese lugar y luchando con el frío porque hizo mucho frío.
Lasso says it was freezing inside the gondola. Crews say they did not notice she was still inside until operations resumed the following day, Friday morning. Heavenly Resort says they are now investigating how this happened. Animal rights advocates are pushing for change at the Los Angeles Zoo. They held a small rally Sunday night to free an elephant named Billy. They say Billy has had no change in scenery since 1989 when he was brought to the zoo at the age of 4.
Billy has been suffering from a form of psychosis called zoochosis, which happens to elephants in captivity. And it's a result of the trauma, the boredom, and the despair of captivity. And it's visible.
A proposed city council motion would move Billy to a sanctuary, but advocates say they are still waiting for it to be discussed. In a statement, the zoo said, quote, "The health and well-being of all animals in our care continues to be our top priority. The small number of activists campaigning to move Billy to another animal holding facility are basing their message on misinformation." We are just under 6 months away from the opening ceremony at the Paris 2024 Olympics. ABC4 is your place for all the action. And for some teams from the U.S., there is a chance to make history. Team USA women's volleyball trains in Anaheim, and they're looking to repeat as gold medal winners. They can do it. Our Lolita Lopez caught up with members of the team.
Inside their home in Anaheim, members of Team USA Women's Volleyball put in the work. Jordan Poulter and Jordan Larson, part of USA's first ever gold medal winning women's volleyball team, taking the top spot at the Tokyo Games.
This will be your 4th Olympic Games. Some days I'm like, what am I doing?
Larson, the women's volleyball MVP from the Tokyo Summer Games, now aiming for her 4th Olympics.
Mentally, are you like in it, or how do you feel about going into this 4th one?
You know, I have a really close mentor of mine, and she's always talks about how she has lived a really great life, and she's now living on house money. And I really feel that like about myself, but I also know that like I still have more to give, and I still love being out there. I love learning about my teammates and how I can help them.
Most members of Team USA are at their day job, playing professional volleyball overseas. Larson pops in and out of Anaheim from her alma mater, the University of Nebraska, where she is now an assistant coach. Paris, a place she has never visited.
I've been in parts of France, but not that, so yeah, I'll be curious to see.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, well, can you believe we're almost 6 months? Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's 6 months out.
I know, it's so weird. And I feel like the last Olympics just ended, you know? I keep watching highlight reels of Tokyo, and I'm like, wait a minute, like, that was almost 2 years ago, and then I'm like, oh wait, it was COVID, and like, I don't know, it's just a really long quad before, but now it just seems like it's gonna be here before we know it.
Poulter, rehabbing from a knee injury, also excited to play in the City of Lights.
It's gonna be fun and a cool, different perspective for those who make the roster, and I think we're ready to we're ready to compete hard.
And as they look ahead to this summer, recent volleyball world events show the competition is fierce. Team USA gold medalist as a player and coach, Coach Karai.
We're certainly among the teams that are strong contenders, but there is a team, Turkey, that had an exceptional season this last season that has to probably be thought of as the favorite. So we'll be going in a little different situation. I don't necessarily mind being a slight underdog.
Larson puts it this way.
We've also never repeated before. We have to be cautious that we're not defending anything. We're still pushing the envelope of something that's never been done before.
Together, that is the strength of this team on and off the court.
In volleyball, you have 5 other people on the court with you and, 6 other people on the bench, and who are all wanting the best for you. They're all, your friends. They're all your teammates. We're all fighting for the same common goal, and that makes it really special.
Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
Gru and the Minions are back. We're getting our first look at Universal and Illumination's Despicable Me 4. And this time, the family is getting even bigger.
Go on, say it. Dada. Dada.
Yes, of course he loves you. He just doesn't show it on his face. Or with his body language. Right, Gru Jr., come on.
Gru, the lovable reformed supervillain, and his 3 girls welcome a baby boy to their family in the newest installment. The film also introduces new villains voiced by Will Ferrell and Sofia Vergara. Illumination and Universal Pictures are owned by our parent company, Comcast NBC Universal. Despicable Me 4 comes out July 3rd. Can't wait to check it out. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.